If you're a busy man working 60-hour weeks, managing meetings, deadlines, and providing for a family, getting in shape can feel like the last thing on your list. But here's the truth. You don't need to live in the gym or survive off chicken and broccoli to get lean and chiseled. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 daily steps you must follow to build a lean, athletic body, even with a packed schedule. These are the exact principles that my members use to drop body fat, increase their energy, and build lean muscle, all while balancing work, family, and life. Let's dive in. Step 1, optimize for protein. If you ignore this, you are fighting an uphill battle. Why? Because protein is the foundation of fat loss and muscle retention. Without protein, we're gonna really struggle. Protein preserves your lean muscle mass while you're in that calorie deficit looking to lose body fat. It keeps you full and satiated, so you're not reaching for snacks every hour. That's when you find people who aren't eating enough protein and they're protein deficient. That's when they're snacking unnecessarily, and that's when calories start to build up, and that's when we're not going to see the results. Also, protein, it has the highest thermic effect of food. In simple speak, means it burns more calories during digestion, which in simple terms means that your body actually burns more calories digesting protein than it does carbs and fats. So your body works harder, your metabolism speeds up, and you burn more calories digesting that protein. So protein, very, very important here. So your question probably then is like, how much protein do I need? Now, the general rule of thumb here is that you need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Okay, so if you're 200 pounds, around 200 grams of protein would be perfect for you. However, you need to look at protein on this kind of like sliding scale, where if you have more body fat and more weight and more mass that you're holding, then around 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight would be great. Because if you're a 350 pound individual with a lot of body fat to lose, you do not want to be eating 350 grams of protein. That's going to be quite difficult. So 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight will be ideal. But if you have more weight and more mass to lose, then 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight would be perfect for you. If you are a leaner individual and you already have, some lean muscle mass there, and it's just a little bit of body fat that you want to lose, then around 1.2 grams of protein. You can slide up that scale and go to around 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. But again, rule of thumb for 98% of you watching this, around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight will be perfect for you. Now, if you're thinking in a day, how am I going to get around 200 grams of protein in, for example, you might think, right, breakfast can be something like some eggs, some egg whites, maybe some Greek yogurt with some whey protein, mix that together, some berries, can be a fantastic, quick and easy breakfast. Lunch, very simple, will be a lean protein source like chicken, turkey, white fish. You could put some chicken breast in a wrap, make that quite tasty. Dinner could be some steak, could be some salmon, again, chicken, turkey, white fish. Then as a snack throughout the day, if you're hungry, could be a whey protein shake, again, could be some Greek yogurt, could be a protein bar, something like that to hit that protein figure for the day. That is going to be ideal. And it doesn't need to be difficult. It can be quite simple. Break your protein up into 3, 4, 5 meals and just spread it out throughout the day. Step 2, we've obviously nailed our protein, but step 2 is going to be hitting our calories. And you've got to hit your calories every single day. Okay, it can't just be for a few days a week. You've got to hit your calories daily. Now, this is where most men actually slip up and make mistakes, because one day they nail it. They are super strict. They're on plan. They're on track. They nail everything. The next, they go over their calories by 1,000 calories and end up eating 3,000, 4,000 calories. Because fat loss isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Now, to work out your calories, you can use this very simple equation and use this simple calculation. There are many more accurate ones online, but for the purpose of this video and to save time and be simple, we're going to take our goal body weight in pounds and we're going to multiply that by 13 for steady fat loss. But if you want to go slightly more aggressive and a little bit faster, then multiply your goal body weight in pounds by 12 if you want to see slightly faster results. So let's say your goal weight is 190 pounds. That's going to be around 2,300 to 2,500 calories a day. Really simple. Okay. Now, what you want to do is eat here for a consistent period of time, 7 to 10 days. Weigh yourself daily. If your weight is dropping and your body fat is dropping, perfect. If it's not, or it's a little bit too slow, start to increase that deficit and just reduce some foods from your carbs or your fats. Now, what's important here with our food is that we don't fear food. A lot of people think when they're looking to try and get in shape, they have to basically eat like a rabbit and really restrict themselves. But I don't want you to fear food. You just need to structure it. You need to enjoy it and you need to control it. Okay, so you can track with something like MyFitnessPal, a fantastic app. Our members use our own platform, but whatever app works for you to track your foods and be within your calories every single day. Step 3, walk every day. Sounds simple, and it really is. And this is such an underrated method for fat loss. Now, I'm not saying do hours of cardio, do lots of sprints and lots of runs. I'm just asking you to increase your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So any activity outside of your structured training. This could be walking for 6,000 to 8,000 steps per day. It could be walking for 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. It depends on your current daily average. But walking will help you burn fat without impacting recovery. It's going to help reduce stress and improve your mood. If you go out for a nice walk in the sun, fantastic for your mood. But if you're in England and it's raining, maybe not, but get the umbrella out, get your steps in. Walking can also boost digestion and circulation, and it will help you stack habits. You can listen to really educational, informative podcasts, videos like this. You can take calls, you can walk with the kids. But real talk, if you're already busy, but walking is that sort of plug and play system, it will be incredible for fat loss. So I would suggest going on things like walking during your lunch breaks, stick a podcast on and walk for 20 minutes a day. You can park further away at the supermarket. This was an absolute hack for me when I was dieting, is I would park at the furthest possible car parking space away. And this will show you how lazy everyone is, by the way. All the spaces right at the front of the supermarket and the stores are packed. Everyone's parking there. The spaces miles away and further, not miles away, but further away, they are empty. Park in the furthest space away, and it's going to help you get an additional 500 steps in, which when you do that, like throughout the week, it's going to add up. Okay. So park at the furthest space away. It's an underrated hack for fat loss. Then if you have the luxury of being able to take some meetings on the phone, I would get out and walk instead of actually just sitting at the desk. You could walk around the office and take calls, stick some AirPods in and take your calls there, rather than just taking every single meeting sat at a desk like this. But I would get up and start adding those steps in, okay? Because every step counts and it really does add up fast. Then a bonus tip here is going to be lifting weights 2 to 3 times per week. I'll be honest, I'm not going to talk about 90-minute, 2-hour-long workouts, bro splits, 5, 6, 7 days a week, but I'm talking 30 to 45 minutes of resistance training, high ROI sessions. So you get the most return on your time invested in the gym by doing really short, sharp, impactful sessions, okay? So things focusing on your presses, both, chest presses, overhead presses for chest and shoulders, looking at pull downs, pull ups for your lat, things like a hinging movement and a squatting movement for your legs, and then obviously some core work as well. But that's it. You really need just to train with intensity. You need to really push yourself. And again, track your progress, because if you're not tracking, you're not going to understand how to improve. So track your progress, track your reps and your weights, and look to improve every single week, because that added muscle, that lean muscle we're going to be building will help boost your metabolism, speed up your metabolism, and actually shape your physique. Because without that resistance training, you are just going to end up looking skinny and weak and looking kind of skinny fat. So nail that diet, nail that nutrition, and add that resistance training in to build lean muscle. That's going to get you that physique that you want here. Now, I just wanted to touch on briefly the common mistakes that I see a lot of guys making, and this is ultimately what's holding a lot of guys back, is they overeat for 2 to 3 days a week and think it doesn't matter because they nailed the other sort of 4 or 5 days of the week. That is not going to happen. If you are overeating 2 to 3 days a week, you're going to put yourself in a surplus for the entire week, and that's going to hold you back. A lot of guys sit down for 10 hours plus a day. And look, I get it. I've been, prone to doing that at times when work is very, very busy, lots of calls, lots of work to be done, lots of admin bits. You might spend a lot of hours sat down at the desk, but try to limit those days where you are sat down for the majority of the day. Get up, move around, try and take things on the go, on the walk, do your calls, getting your steps in. But try to limit those days where you're sat down for 10 plus hours. Another mistake I see a lot is that guys are training without structure or direction. They're just going into the gym and winging it is going to get you nowhere. And also, a lot of guys simply rely on motivation and discipline rather than relying on systems. I don't believe that motivation is something that we can rely on here. You look at someone like Elon Musk, for example. He is probably the most disciplined guy out there, the most motivated guy out there. He is running multiple companies as a multi-billionaire. He is more disciplined and more motivated than you and I combined, and more than we could ever could be. But he's still out of shape. So stop relying on motivation and discipline to get in shape. You need to rely on a system and a framework that you can nail daily. That's going to help you get in great shape. Okay. So to kind of summarize and to speak about the actual fix here on how we can get in great shape, we want to make sure we prioritize protein. Number one, prioritize protein. A high protein diet is going to be massive when it comes to getting in shape. Secondly, hit your calorie target. So make sure you are hitting that calorie target consistently, daily. You are making sure you are hitting your calories. Try to walk. Try to increase your daily step count by 2 to 3,000. Take your current daily average and increase that by 2 to 3,000. You want to strength train for 45 minutes for 2 to 3 times per week. You want to nail those sessions, train with intensity, really look to apply progressive overload and get stronger and stronger every single week. Because structure plus simplicity plus consistency equals real results. Because you don't need more information. There is so much information out there. You just need better execution. Now, hopefully this video was helpful. Now, what I've done is I've put together a video on the link below this one, which walks you through our metabolic mastery method. This is breaking down how we've helped over 700 high-performing men drop body fat, build muscle without restrictive diets, without taking time away from family and work, and nailing it around their real life. I've put a full video walking you through this in its entirety, and you can go and implement some things from that video today, which is going to help you get results. So go and watch that video after this one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next YouTube video. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. You can DM me on Instagram at Harry Knights Coaching. I spend a lot of time replying to guys every day in the inbox, in my DMs, where I'm answering questions, helping guys out. So feel free to drop me any questions you have over there. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.